at a crossroads.
It was traumatizing.
That's where one woman found herself on May 20th, 2023. Either stay put.
I'm getting kind of scared.
Or run.
I thought jail was safer at the time.
Safer than what she says she had to do to stay out of it. To understand how she got here, we have to back up.
Tell Denver 7 investigates that both of those cases settled before going to trial. Annie's attempt at any accountability now required action from the state's Supreme Court. In an overwhelming 5-2 decision, the state's highest court ruled in Annie's favor, writing, "The district court erred in dismissing that claim, and can't use the language on ski and boarding tickets."
This notice sent out on May 13th alerts family members the facility will no longer be operational as of June 13th. I provided in that notice, but did not get an answer.
Come and deal with it here, and it's just a mess.
For Denver 7 Investigates, I'm Natalie Chuck.
I've lived here since 1986, and
Overall optics of this bridge impact their property values. A crumbling bridge where portions of the railing are secured with plywood.
Does any other bridge in Denver have plywood?
Action, including multiple contacts with CDOT and the city of Denver. Responsibility for fixing it lands with the Colorado Department of Transportation, a bridge CDOT inspectors have officially labeled in fair condition. Denver 7 Investigates has visited several of the bridges in our region that CDOT officially labels as poor. We'll give you an up-close view on that a little later. And then that bridge on Sheridan. We visually inspected more than a dozen bridges with that poor rating, including this one on I-25 in Castle Rock. And this bridge over Sand Creek north of downtown Denver. We discovered several bridges with significant concrete breakdowns. We also drove more than an hour east of Denver on I-70.
Happened? No.
Ben Blanchard spent years pressuring CDOT, and he sent that key email to Denver 7 Investigates.
Go back and travel 3.5 hours west to Newcastle, Colorado. A stunning mountain town nestled in the Colorado River Valley, not far from Glenwood Springs.
I grew up there. That was my community.
You say she shot herself?
The day Denver 7 Investigates started asking questions about the case, Allstat wrote 6 new reports in 12 days. For the first time.
Park County 911, what is the exact location of your emergency?
It all started with a 911 call in rural Colorado.
My wife said she needed to get to the hospital.
A call off this road 29 miles from Fairplay.
She's just so super weak that she can't move.
It was a day in the...
She's asking if they're coming, and I said, they're coming.
You're listening to a call for help from an anxious husband.
She's, not as coherent as...
Speaking out about the call down this dirt road, inside the house behind these trees, and on the other side of this hill. Because according to multiple sources and documents uncovered by Denver 7 Investigates, that's not what happened. Burl was not taken to the hospital, literally left to die in her home. Now, nearly 2 years after the call to this house in Colorado's rural mountains, 2 veteran pals was at the facility for his role in an aggravated robbery as a minor. He's accusing 2 guards and an administrator at that detention facility of wrongdoing, including a physical assault. On the phone earlier today, one of the 2 guards named in the lawsuit tells a different story, saying, quote, "I'll take to my grave we did nothing wrong. We did everything by the book that day." Adding, when dealing with a conflict and the altercation, we did exactly as we were trained by our training officers. A perspective different than what is detailed in this 17-page complaint. He's confirming you were not alone in feeling the pain of your most recent property assessment.
We all were concerned with this revow,
on the kind of property tax increases Colorado residents are now facing.
Colorado is a great place to live.
Here's the other side of the spectrum. Homeowners in other Colorado counties will still see large but far less significant increases. The 5 with the lowest average increase are La Plata with 20%, Dolores at around 19%.
Communities, small towns.
And that brings us to the 9 counties in the Denver metro area. What's that say about the metropolitan area? Denver 7 Investigates also crunched the numbers for the counties in and around Denver. The average increase for the 9 counties is just shy of 40%. Ultimately, the question, who's to blame for these significant increases to property assessments and the increased taxes that will follow? Well, back in 2020, Colorado voters repealed the Gallagher Amendment. For decades, that Gallagher Amendment reduced property tax bills
to where it was last year.
So here's the question.
Sunlight makes the best disinfectant. I believe law enforcement should be transparent.
Stores several miles away from their Newcastle home to report Darlene's death.
If she thinks this handling was fine, I'm concerned that attitude goes into an investigation in another small community.
30 miles north of Denver, with a population of just under 7,000.
It has a really nice small town charm.
The people of Dacono are now paying attention to what's happened.
It's really a shame.
I'm Denver 7 investigative reporter Jennifer Kowaleski.
See that is overworked and overburdened.
And here's the critical question. It took its concerns for public safety to state lawmakers last year. The agency
brought it home was that we needed more people.
The state gave CBI $15 million to grow its agency by nearly 30% over the next 3 years.
Crash investigators have spent more than 8 months trying to understand.
It just ran straight off the road.
In the crash,
the remote location of the crash.
It was his voice and his passion that exposed a serious breakdown in public safety. Was one of nearly 100 victims of bad guys in this parking garage in just 12 months.
RTD needs to own it, take responsibility, and take action.
I just got in and started it up, and it was...
Our cameras and a stopwatch proved it takes only 14 seconds. He's RTD's new chief of police. Joel Fitzgerald inherited the controversy and the questions Bill Enyart created. Ultimately, a significant response from RTD, an important message to the customers paying to park in this Boulder Park and Ride, and perhaps an even more powerful message to the dozens and...
I think the measures, they're bound to help make this parking garage safer for people.
And just the latest to have her car stolen.
I had my daughter's car seat in there, her stroller.
It took less than 30 minutes, while Julia Carter went inside this.
There's less likelihood that somebody's going to see them.
So where are you most likely to see your car stolen? Our first hotspot, the area around Sloan's Lake, where you find a heavy concentration of apartment complexes and 117 fewer cars. Next on the list, lower downtown between 14th and 19th, where again you have a lot of parking garages and more than 100 cars stolen in the first 4 months of this year. Lakewood's Belmar Shopping Center and the apartments nearby come in at number 4 on the hotspot list. And lastly, Commander Greenwell says lawmakers have watered down the penalties for auto theft and allowed the criminals who are caught to walk within days, if not hours, of being arrested.
Yep.
He sued the Primrose and its owners in a wrongful death suit.
There was an employee of that Primrose Hotel who...
Deputies say Abby's killers wrapped her in plastic and left her in the trunk of her own car. They let her out after renting a room at the Primrose Motel. According to the wrongful death lawsuit, the motel's maintenance manager testified